Hi boys and girls, I hope you're okay. So for today's practice, we're going to be doing something slightly different. We're going to be doing mindful eating today. But before I explain the practice, I just want to go through some other things first. So when we do the mindfulness training in school, we talk about the difference between doing something mindfully or doing something mindlessly. So if you do something mindfully, you are concentrating on what you're doing and it's got your full attention. Whereas if you're doing something mindlessly, you're not really concentrating on what you're doing. Your mind might be somewhere else. And when we do things mindlessly, we can also refer to this as doing it on autopilot. So you're automatically doing it, but without really thinking about what you're doing. And some examples of doing things on autopilot might be getting dressed in the morning, brushing your teeth, your journey to school, walking or in the car, and eating as well. So autopilot can be a good thing sometimes. It can give you a chance to think about things or plan ahead. But if you're always doing things on autopilot or spending a lot of your time doing things on autopilot, you can find yourself missing out on quite a lot, okay? So one of the things that lots of us do automatically on autopilot or mindlessly is eating, okay? So this might be because you're rushing to eat something, or maybe you're watching TV while you're eating, and you may find that you finish a meal or finish a snack and you're a little bit disappointed when you realise that you've eaten everything because you've not really paid attention to it. And this is quite common if you've got maybe a bag of crisps or a bag of sweets and you're just mindlessly putting lots in your mouth at once, and you get to the end of the bag and you think, oh, I can't believe I've eaten all of those, I didn't really notice it, okay? So we're going to have a go now at eating something mindfully. So for this, you'll just need something, a small piece of food. It could be a small piece of fruit, like a strawberry or a grape or a blueberry. Raisins are really good to use for this. In class, we tend to use minstrels, chocolate minstrels. So you can use one of those if you want to as well. Totally up to you. So make sure you've got your small piece of food before we start our practice, okay? So when you've got your piece of food that you're going to use for this practice, I want you to just hold it in the palm of your hand to start. And even though you've probably seen this item of food before, I want you to pretend that you are seeing it for the first time. And you're going to explore eating it in a different way. So to begin with, really explore it with your eyes. You can turn it over in your hand, looking really closely at it, maybe noticing the texture or the colours, maybe noticing the light reflecting off it. Maybe feel the weight of it in your hand. Maybe feel the sensations on your hands or your fingers as you roll it around. And then you can bring it up to your nose and you can smell it. It might have a strong smell. And notice now what's happening with your body, with your mouth. Maybe your mouth is starting to water. And really slowly, you can raise it to your lips, just pausing for a moment. And then slowly place it in your mouth, but just rest it on your tongue for a moment. Slowly rolling it around your mouth without biting, just noticing the taste, the texture, and what it's like. And then when you're ready, you can choose to eat it really slowly. So all the time, tuning into the sensation, the tastes, the textures as you do this. Take your time, don't rush. Just noticing how you feel as you do this. Noticing the taste of what you're eating. So I hope you enjoyed our mindful eating today, and I hope you noticed a difference when we do this practice in class. Lots of you say that you really notice the taste of something and you appreciate it more because you've taken your time to eat it. So I hope this worked for you today, and maybe you could do this with your next meal or your next snack. Maybe you can do it as a family, really noticing what you're eating and savouring it and enjoying it. Okay, see you next week. Thank you.